Oh my gosh, we were right. That's insane. Hi everyone, it's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we are playing some Skewed World, which is a map that faces you away from the road. So it's very difficult to get the right country, especially when you're just staring at some bushes or something like that. And for that reason, the world record sits at 24 countries in a row, which is very, very low. Indeed, the lowest out of any of the Geoguessr world records. So today we're going to see what kind of a country streak we can get here on Skewed World. First one here is interesting. We've got a poll in the background. First thought was Romania here. I could also see Russia working or something else in Eastern Europe for sure. Trees definitely feel European as well, although yeah, I could definitely see a bunch of stuff here. Sun almost does feel like it's to the north though, so then I guess I would be thinking maybe of like Argentina if it actually was Southern Hemisphere. But I'm not so convinced by that. It might just be more Western, and it's just like the sunshine. I don't really know what to do in this situation because, you know, it does kind of appear that the sun is more to the north, so yeah, I don't know. I still think I want to try like Russia, Romania, something like that here. Better, and it was actually Ukraine anyway, so it was going to be a hard one regardless. This one should be somewhere in Malta. Indeed, we're kind of looking at the road there as well, but that was always going to be pretty easy with that rock wall. Next one here. Okay, so first thought was Mexico. Kind of feels like Central Valley Mexican stuff, just with the kind of agriculture here, lots of trees. It looks like we have like a metallic pole here, so that could also indicate maybe Turkey. Sun is to the south, so that fits for both countries. So I'm just trying to work out whether these poles look more Mexican or Turkish. Maybe they actually appear more Turkish, which could also make sense. The only problem is I would have associated this kind of concrete pole with like kind of the divot in it as being more of a South American or Latin American thing. So now I'm trying to work out if we can see anything specific. Though, I think I just gotta trust this pole here. It doesn't look like a Mexican pole, and both countries can have very similar landscapes, so we'll trust it here. It was indeed Turkey, makes sense. Okay, next one here should be Argentina, Uruguay, or Brazil. We've got a very typical wooden fence here, kind of South American style, where they're kind of like uneven wooden poles. Then we have lots of palms here as well, which makes me think we might be quite far north in Argentina, maybe like Corrientes kind of area here. Could definitely see that. Yeah, I think it's actually most likely because these kind of feel like the ones you see near Paraguay. So I'm going to go for that here, and indeed it was nearby. That's a good guess. So we're on 3 countries in a row already. This one should be I think it's another Turkish pole. You sometimes get this sticker on Turkish poles, then yeah, this kind of pavement is also quite Turkish, I would say. And then, yeah, the other option here would be Bulgaria, but I'm not really feeling it. Nevertheless, I might go European Turkey here just to try for fun. And it was just kind of in the north there. So that's fine. We get 19,000. We got all of them right, apart from the Ukraine, which we could have gotten right, but just kind of felt more like Russia or something else to me. Okay, next one here. Very typical Belgium with this house, like super typical Belgian house. And then with the kind of gutter or the kind of like, you know, the, what would you say, like tiling on the side of the road. It's very, very Belgian. We can pretty much stand this confidently. And it was indeed Belgium. Nice. Next one here immediately reminded me of either Cambodia or Nigeria. But I think the road kind of feels Cambodian here. This kind of dirt road with kind of like the kind of pale soil on the side. Yeah, I think it feels quite Cambodian just from having seen it a lot of times. So I would say it is somewhere up here, but we'll find out soon enough. And it was indeed in that north section. Next one here, this one's harder. First thought was maybe like Montenegro or Albania, just based on this greenery plus this rocky mountain here. But yeah, there are other options. I think just because it does feel a bit poorer, maybe Albania is a better shout here. But yeah, definitely both countries possible in my opinion, as well as others as well, of course. But yeah, I think like also like Croatia obviously has Gen 4 now as well, but it's often a bit greener, less green than this. Like Albania, Montenegro tend to be a bit greener, but I'm feeling pretty good on Albania here, and it was actually Turkey, interestingly. So yeah, you do get similar mountains there, but I was feeling pretty good about Albania, so that's the end of our 6-country streak there. It's fine though. Next one here, we have an American sign with like the dots all the way down it, so yeah. I was thinking of Florida initially, but now I'm not so sure. Yeah, we have like this is a Floridian bush here, so yeah, we can go for it. It should be somewhere around here, and it was indeed Florida. Nice. Next one here, Generation 2 camera, we can see that from the wide blur here. Houses probably feel maybe French to me. I could definitely see France working here nicely. Bit of a red roof, black roof combination, interesting. I could also see like Luxembourg being a decent shout here. Maybe Belgium. But that should be about it that's possible, I think. Unless it was UK. It's not out of the question. It would have to be like Jersey or maybe like South Coast. But I'm trying to think, is that actually a decent shout? I think France is better here. And okay, it was Jersey, damn. Yeah, I mean, I kind of acknowledged that that was going to be a decent possibility, but I didn't actually have the balls to go there, so that's okay. Next one here, we're back in Turkey, I believe. Been a bit of a theme for the episode. This one's harder to explain. Maybe just this kind of odd-looking building would be kind of strange for the rest of Europe. Nevertheless, it could be like Italy or something. If only we could see a number plate here, that would be helpful. But yeah, a lot of air conditioning units. I don't know, it has to be somewhere warm. I think Turkey's best here. It is. Nice. Next one here. Ooh, interesting. This is a bit harder. So, fence is a bit ambiguous here. I could see it for Europe or North America. The very pale road also feels a bit North American, and yet I think the rest of the round doesn't as much. I don't know, people walking as well. I feel like it's something you see quite a bit more in Europe than in America, to be fair. The rocks lying on the side of the road are strange as well. So I guess at this point, my thoughts were like maybe Baltic or US-Canada still. And I still may lean US-Canada here, just because of the rocks and the fence feeling a bit more North American. But it feels very coastal as well, and I don't really know where this would be. Yeah, but I could also just see it being like near the lakes or something as well. Maybe Wisconsin? I don't know. Maybe like near Cape Cod or something. I'm kind of stumped by this round, but I'm just going to guess because we're only on one anyway. And it was actually Gotland. That makes sense. Definitely a difficult round. Not what I was thinking there. That one we had the Norwegian Lions. That was easy. This one just felt like an Argentinian pole to me, so we can just skip that. This one is Japanese Locam, so that's 3 easy rounds in a row to appease us there for our kind of tough ones that we got at the start of the seed. Okay, next one here, we've got Romanian language, and I would say that's enough to go on Romania for my money. Let's go there. That's just near Cluj there. Next one here, going to be Spain, I think. So massive metal poles here, rolling landscape, very dry. That would be kind of a Spain or a northern Greece. Okay, yeah, makes sense, but yeah, not much you can do there, I feel. This one should be somewhere in so when I say not much you can do there, probably was pretty gettable, but I just didn't. I definitely picked Spain as being more likely. Okay, next one here's Taiwan. We've got the kind of black and yellow stripes that go down to the bottom there. That was all the way out the north of the country. Next one here we got Russian, and I would say it's Russia over Ukraine here. Probably somewhere in the south, but it could be elsewhere. I'll go Volgograd here. Was a little bit further north there. Okay, so that was a fairly bad seed with that Greece, but let's try and bounce back a bit here. This one, so either Brazil or Nigeria are the possibilities here. We've got like a square pole that kind of gets wider at the bottom. All in all, it kind of felt more Nigerian to me, but it could just be, that actually may be kind of a northern Brazilian style pole here. So we appear to have like kind of white insulators on the pole there. You do see those often in Bahia, and I think the landscape it's fairly strange. We'd have to be in like kind of this southern section here or somewhere along the coast up to Salvador, if we're there. And I think we are, but yeah, because the infrastructure just feels a bit too good in the background for Nigeria. Can we get sun direction here? Sun doesn't appear to be, that useful. So I'll try this. It was indeed in Bahia. So yeah, even though those were quite distant, we could actually make them out, which is nice. Next one here, very like tiled roofs here. So Indonesia coming to mind. Sri Lanka often has that as well. Maybe something in Thailand or Cambodia here. We have a lot of palms in a way that you would often see in like that Thai Cambodia style. But yeah, the tiled roof is definitely strange. You'd have to be right near Phnom Penh, I feel, on around like this, or just somewhere in Thailand, working quite nicely too. I can't shake the feeling that the Sri Lanka round is possible as well, but it's very flat for that. So I think all in all, I would just lean Thailand here over even like Indonesia. I think. It's a bit strange. I'm keen to see where this one is. It is Cambodia, right on the Vietnamese border there. Interesting. Okay, next one here, we've got kind of Peruvian pole tops, kind of this trident that's a bit of a smaller crossbar. And with these tricycles, I would definitely say somewhere in the north. Could it be Iquitos? I would say Iquitos is pretty possible here, so I might just try it. It was down the road from Iquitos, nice. Next one here, Austrian transport. but I would say these, like, guardrails here with the red and white, they're very Dutch, so I think we can just safely go there. Seems very populated here, so I'll go between the two cities, and it is there. Man, these last two rounds have been very nice scores. This one also feels like North Turkey, so we got the minaret there. We have, like, kind of rich architecture, very green as well, so yeah, I would say maybe like Bolu area around here. Actually feels good to me, although it's very flat. Okay, it was that area. So man, we really turned up the heat on those last ones there, and yeah, we got our little guy here. Yeah, I mean, man, we could have clicked Salvador, but then this one was really hard. I feel like I wasn't going to get that. So a really nice seed overall, though. Very, very happy with that. We are on a 3-country streak here. Let's try and improve on this. Give the video a like if you're enjoying, by the way, so far. Would appreciate it very much. Helps me out in the algorithm and such. Next one here, feeling rather Bolivian or Peruvian, and I think Peru is better here on all accounts. Just don't recognize this for Bolivia. The really thin pole is interesting, but yeah, this kind of tufty yellow grass and the rockiness. It should be like Puno area, something like, maybe like this area here, San Jose maybe. And it was much further up, yeah. So you get this kind of landscape with the tufty grass here, and then near Lima as well. So that's unfortunate, but that's fine. We got the country. This is just about the impossible type of round where you lose your streak, but I want to say it might be Bulgaria. Just a hunch. Romania, Italy, all kind of possible here. Maybe even something more central, Czechoslovakia, but maybe I could see... Yeah, I'm just trying to weigh what's best here. I think I will go Bulgaria, like I said. And it was indeed Austria, so that was very difficult. I don't think I was getting that. And we're great with another hard one here. I thought maybe like Serbia could work, but it might be a bit too dry for Serbia. So what else could I be thinking in this area? Croatia, maybe even like Eastern Slovenia could work here. That's not actually out of the question. We have a rail as well. Czechia works decently as well, I think. But again, it's pretty dry. Like, I don't really know what I associate this kind of dry coverage with. Maybe even Romania is possible too. So many Eastern European possibilities here, unfortunately, which is probably going to mean we're losing it here. But, what do I prefer most of all? I think even that Czechia might be the best here. I'm going to try it here. And it was Slovakia. Yeah, not really gettable, I think, or, you know, always going to be a slim chance that you actually pull those ones off, so I'm happy with that. Or happy with getting close, at least. That was an easy Germany. Next one here, very rocky. Makes me think it could actually be somewhere in Norway, just because the trees are kind of thin and northern looking. Overall, though, it is difficult, so I might just send it here because we're on a low streak. And it was actually France there. Yeah, that was a very difficult seed. 4 Central Europes means death, bro. Like, it's just not possible. You need other countries. This one is interesting. So my first thought was actually Dominican Republic here. It seems like the pole is square as well. So the other option was like Mexico or what? But yeah, with this squarish looking pole, I would say DR is the best option here. So let's go in here. Santo Domingo should be the play if we're right. But it was Santo Domingo. Okay, let's go for an insane score here. See if we can make some nice country guesses happen. This one should just be the UAE. So that's obviously great for our high score campaign here. Just trying to think of anything else that's actually possible, but I think these are dry enough to make it definitely UAE. I guess Jordan is the other possibility here. Now, in Jordan, yeah, Jordan's definitely possible. I don't really know how I can rule it out. If we could see a single building, that would be so useful. Alternatively, just anything in here obviously works too. I think I'm going to try Jordan here. And oh no, it was Peru. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Why I was so confused about which country it would be. But 3 points. Let's see if we can at least make the rest of the seed nice here. This one is feeling maybe Mexican. We got a wooden pole here. The electricity counter could be Mexican. It is round, so I think so. But then whereabouts in Mexico feels like this? Maybe we could be like all the way down here in like one of these towns. I could see that just because it kind of feels very dry and like almost Californian kind of climate here. Otherwise, just somewhere in the Central Valley could work. And it was Puebla. Okay, makes sense. Next one here, winter coverage, kind of a lot of pines here. Yeah, rocky, bit mountainous. Probably Norway or Sweden work the best here, but it could just be like France or something as well. Let's just try Norway here. And it was actually South Korea. Okay, that makes sense actually, but I did not think of it, unfortunately. No trespassing. Bit of English there. That is confusing to me. Maybe it would be Mexico for that reason, but what's this bamboo doing here as well? This is very confusing. Well, oh, it's Philippines. That makes so much sense. I just thought of Colombia, and if you know this series, you know I always send Colombia on Philippines, and the English makes sense for Philippines, plus having a bit of bamboo here. This was a South American fence, but it does look a bit different. So yeah, I would say just send like this and call it a day, right? And it was Manila. Okay, so that was a very poor seed in terms of score, despite getting a 5k on the first round, but we are on a 1 streak, and this one is Russia. This is a pretty easy Russian sign, right? Vibes-wise, probably just gave me somewhere around Mexico, around Moscow kind of vibes, so I'll just go to there here, and it was just 1 oblast over, so that's a good guess. Next one here, ooh, is that Australia? No, I think it's the US, but it did almost give me a bit of an Aussie vibe here. I would say like northern Florida here works quite nicely. I'll try that out. And it was southern Georgia, but a good guess, it must be said. Next one here, kind of Alpine, not Alpine architecture, Eastern European architecture, but Alpine kind of vibe. So probably like Slovenia, like Serbia and Croatia working the best here. And I almost feel that this is actually Serbian architecture. It doesn't feel immediately familiar to me, and I did go around a bit in Slovenia, so maybe like here, this area of the mountainous part of Serbia. It could also be Montenegro, but I feel like the coverage is a bit wrong. But then Croatia obviously feeling pretty good as well here. I'm just going to try Serbia, and it was there. Oh my goodness, guys. So, I mean, I wish I clicked a bit closer in Russia there, but we're on an insane score again here. This is San Marino, I think. Really thick concrete pole, bit of vineyard action here, and just really low quality Gen 2. So it's, even though I don't recognize the exact spot, I think San Marino is best. I'll spread out here regardless. Oh my gosh. That hardly ever happens, but it's an insane score, so we can definitely continue on happily. And the last one here is going to be somewhere in Botswana. Now, can I figure out what road it's roughly going to be? It does kind of look like the stuff you get around here, so I'm probably going to try this kind of road here, I imagine. It is kind of a, what is that, a north-south road, so, but man, that last round, can you believe it? That hardly ever happens. It did feel a little bit strange. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, so north-south road then. Maybe it's just like on the main road here. This could also just be near Gaborone as well, but I felt like it felt more this area. I think this road itself would have different coverage, but it could be like the one north here. Maybe this road. I'm not sure if that has coverage, but it feels possible. Instinctually, I wanted to go around here though, so I might just hedge it there instead, actually. But yeah, anywhere in this pocket have similar coverage, I think. And it was that area, so that is a very solid 23.9 with a Russia on this map. Very, very nice. I'll have to say, toot my own horn a little bit there, because that was a nice seed. Okay, but we lost on the San Marino. Here we have an unskewed round. Imagine if we had this on the last one, because I think this is just downtown Maseru. So that's pretty easy. Yep, downtown indeed. Next one here. Interesting looking trees here. Not really sure what the deal with those is. I thought maybe it was like Bolivia near Santa Cruz. I feel like that kind of fits the best here. We also have some mountains south, I think, unless that is something else, but kind of felt like mountains. The pole is round, so that would fit for Bolivia, although Bolivia has, you know, a lot of wooden poles in the Santa Cruz area, so that's also a bit of a concern. Maybe Peru could also work for the reason that we have a round pole, but I think I'll go Santa Cruz as being the most likely here. And with the mountains south, I guess we should click just west of the city or something like that. Oh, there we go. Was that road? The mountains south. I forgot about that. Okay. Next one here. Ooh, very difficult actually, or more difficult than it would seem. I think the main thought here is Tunisia. But it's some, and we do have Muslim women there, but it is some kind of trekking here, so maybe even Egypt is possible, I guess. And then also maybe even Lebanon, although I don't think it was Lebanon. I don't know. Egypt, though, what about that? Just the fact that it feels touristy and it's trekker makes me want to try Egypt here. That's a bit inspired if we get it right, though, because I don't really know. What angle is the ocean in Alexandria? Because I feel like if we were, we would be like here on the harbor. But then we have like a highway running along here, so no, it's not really a highway to be fair. Okay, we could be like here. But does it feel particularly good? The thing is, the ocean is kind of western here. And that doesn't fit that well for many places in Tunisia. Like, yeah, it can fit, but it's unlikely to in most places. And then it does fit nicely for, like, Beirut or something in... Well, it's definitely not Israel for my money, so yeah, Beirut or maybe even something else. But yeah, I will try Alexandria here. Crazy as it seems, I think this is maybe a decent shout. Let's see it. Oh my gosh, we were right. That's insane. I'm pretty happy with that because I literally do not know what this looks like. I just knew that there was something there, some tracker. That's a great guess. Okay, there we go. Next one here. And we're on a great score again, by the way. Let's go. Or, yeah, I mean, the Bolivia let us down a little bit, but it was basically the same points as the Russia in the last seed. Next one here is Peru, I believe, or Bolivia. I guess this kind of greenish-looking coverage would indicate more Peru to me. And it is probably that southern region again, that I thought it was last time. So, yeah, maybe just around Juliaca Puno works nicely again here. I'm just thinking, because I was actually looking at the coverage, like, across the border here, which this also kind of looks like, but probably send here. Anything like around Cusco works nicely as well here. Maybe the fact that it's getting a bit greener, I could click more in here. I think I will, but yeah, I mean, it's somewhere in here, I think. Okay, it was just right near Juliaca and Puno, that's still a good guess. And moving on here, we have a yellow number plate, kind of a thicker one. Confusing in a way. Is this Laos? I think it could be Laos here, honestly. Now, where's the steering wheel? Steering wheel's on the left, so it's a right-hand drive country. That's incredibly useful here. I think this guy also fits nicely for the phenotype that I expect in Laos. So, yeah, I think this is great. Pakse or Zeno, not Zeno, Savanaket. Fitting most nicely here, probably Savanaket. Pakse has mountains, and then we don't see any here, so I'll try that. And it was Vientiane, but that's good. We got the right country. 23. Man, I could have just clicked Vientiane in there. We had another 24k, but that is still a great effort. Next one here. What do we have here? A lot of corn going on. Some brick building. A lot of pines as well. So, architecture did not feel particularly Polish, but the landscape kind of did. With the corn, I kind of expected to be in this kind of central band here. So what about France? France can work with that. The brick is a bit strange, and the prevalence of the pines is a bit strange, but certainly not out of the question. So what about elsewhere here? I'm just trying to think of this architecture. Like, it does kind of look more Eastern European when you look at this flat face, but then this feels more Western European. So yeah, I would say France or Belgium here are actually probably the best options. Strange as it is, because the trees are a bit weird. Maybe actually Belgium here. Is working slightly better, just because I think most of them are made of brick. So I'm gonna switch over the border here, and it was Poland. Okay, very interesting, very Western European feeling building there. But hey, that's okay. Next one here, we got a Piranha Pine, but it didn't really feel that Brazilian. I think it is just Brazil, but kind of a weird feeling round. And it was indeed in Piranha. Nice. Next one here, Impossible Round. As for Impossible, this time I'm feeling like maybe another Austria click or Slovenia click could work nicely. Maybe even Czechia could work decently here as well. I don't actually think any of those are right though. Maybe the Czechia idea is actually better than anything I said, or like Poland even. I don't know what this is. Okay, it was Croatia. Interesting. Very difficult. This is the US, I believe. Again, kind of looked like Australia with this kind of single-story house, but this feels American, this fence as well. Let's go Milwaukee. I feel like Milwaukee's possible here. And that was actually in Memphis. Okay, makes sense. Next one here. Almost felt Korean, but we have Generation 4 camera, plus it's low, so it has to be Japan. If it felt Korean, let's go near Korea. Why don't we? And it was quite a fair way from Korea, but we're on 2 here. When we lose the streak, we will end the video, so let's pray for no forests. And, yeah. I think it's Monaco, no? It's Generation 2, and it feels like a very, like, main street, so it doesn't really make sense for this to be Generation 2 if it's not Monaco, you know, so I think it has to be that, and it is. Great start to the seed in terms of score. Next one here, feeling very Botswanan, and yeah, I don't know which road this is, so it's a bit concerning. I think you kind of have to go Botswana here, though, and it feels more eastern Botswana, because it's a bit more rocky and a bit more green. Maybe this road here could work quite nicely. Kind of feels like we're going north-south, though. So maybe just Gaborone area is actually the best. That's a bit sus. It could actually be on the South African side, or this could actually just be like Argentina or something. I think it should actually be Botswana though, and it was. Nice guess as well, not too bad. Next one here, Romanian signage, I want to say, or there's that actually Hungarian. Yeah, and this is a high set sign as well. You can see the sign post is kind of like taller, and the sign at the top is kind of further up than you'd expect. So yeah, it's actually going to be in Hungary, and if I thought it was Romania, then we may as well click somewhere here, shouldn't we? Okay, what's that? Yeah, classic. You get the Romanian vibe, and then you have to look at the infrastructure to work out which country it actually is. Again, on a really good score here. We've had a lot of good games, but this one is Thailand, which is a little bit more difficult to region guess properly. Though my vibe here is that we're probably not too far from Bangkok, so I could still expect a decent score here. Let's go on the outskirts here. It was all the way up there on the Laotian border there. Pretty difficult. And the last one here is probably going to be the video ender. Though I could definitely see like Slovenia works nicely here, so I'll probably just try that. Is there anything else to say here? This is literally just staring at some trees. And if I had to go somewhere, I'd do go Slovenia here. So let's see if we're right. And it was Slovenia. Okay, the video lives on as well with a 23,000 score, with losing a whole 1,000 on Thailand there, by the way. So definitely the European guesses were fire there. Next one here is feeling Thai, or maybe Cambodian, or maybe yeah, probably actually Indonesian this time though. I do see a lot of tiled roofs this time, and yeah, we basically, in my opinion, have to be like in Phnom Penh or around it, or basically somewhere on Java. They're the two main options here. This kind of farming and these kind of roofs on the buildings. So yeah, how possible is Cambodia here? I think it is actually still a decent shout. The sun appears to be where? It kind of feels like it's more northern, but yeah, it's really difficult to say here actually. Like it's probably just around midday, so it's no sure thing. I don't know. The longer I look at it, the more it does give me a bit of a Cambodian vibe. Maybe even Sri Lanka is not out of the question, but yeah, with the flatness again, I think I prefer Cambodia. So it's very similar to the one we had last time that was like right downtown here, like here. I'm gonna try it, honestly. Comes to mind more so than Indonesia, so I'm going to give it a go, and it was actually just Indonesia this time, so unfortunately that 50-50 has not gone my way today. It was probably too many tiled roofs to be Cambodia in hindsight, but sometimes you just have a round that looks too similar, you make the mistake, and you're like, hey, I don't want to make the mistake again. If I'm wrong, then I feel justified for my wrong guess before, and I guess, hey, if you swap those two guesses that I did the last two times, then yeah. Oh, I guess I went Thailand, but yeah, it would have been fine. So, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. Give it a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.